Yugo, the last time we talked, we were talking about concert themes, but there's a lot more to the concert than the music. There's all the preparation in advance. So can you talk to us a little bit about the production and how a concert is actually put together?
I suppose this can be said of any theatrical production. You take 1 minute of stage time, and it may require hours and hours and hours to produce that 1 minute. I don't think people realize. Aside from all of the rehearsing and trying to hone and rehearse to the point where you have a certain expertise with the music you're playing, aside from that, there is so much unsexy work that has to occur beforehand. We have a number of volunteers who will help lug, move, store, set up, everything from, if you have 70 people playing, you have 70 chairs, you have all of these music stands, you have all of this music to organize to make sure everything is in its place. Sometimes you have to have lights on every stand of music, or if when we do an outdoor performance, you have to have clothespins on all of your music. There's quite a bit that needs to set up, and if you're out from your normal performing venue outside, as I mentioned, there's quite a bit of equipment that has to get from point A to point B, and each one of those things has to be lifted or carted and put into a truck and tied down. There's quite a bit to do, and thank goodness we have a lot of help with the Brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi, which is a music fraternity at California University of Pennsylvania. They donate so many hours to helping us, as well as musicians in the orchestra who will help lug things. There's quite a bit of percussion equipment that has to be brought. If you imagine this big timpani or a giant bass drum or gong, all those things have to be moved into place.
So who's actually in charge of the production? Is there a person or persons?
Yes, we've had different people who have overseen this. Mary Courtney has done it. We've had Brandon Pollock do it. Currently we have Shane Irvine, which is a Kappa Kappa Psi brother. Usually we have one person who we can look at and shout at or point to who has more answers than the rest of everyone else moving around. But yeah, that's worked well. But it's difficult because you can't just say do this. There are a number of people that have to monitor it along the way, because if I don't give enough room for a French horn bell, you can't put the chairs too close. So everyone's pretty much involved, musicians, myself, and especially the percussion. There's just a lot of equipment that they have that we have to be very careful with how we move it and how we set it up.
Is the outdoor setup more difficult than the in-auditorium?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. Mother Nature always can throw a curve, and you have to have perhaps curtains to stop some of the wind or some of the rain that may be blowing sideways. We've been rained on, hailed on, blown at, and we've played anyway. But yeah, that certainly will hand you quite a bit of surprises and things you can't account for necessarily.
Can you talk about one of your outdoor events that's coming up, or maybe you've done in the past, that's a good challenge for the production crew?
Yes, we perform 2 to 3 times per summer. The last few years we've performed every year for the Whiskey Rebellion in Washington, Pennsylvania. And we have also performed for the Wine, Jazz, and Pops Festival, music festival. It's a 2-day festival in August. The Whiskey Rebellion is usually in July, and the Wine, Jazz, and Pops is normally in August, and we're doing it this year, and we hope to do it for years to come. We had 1 year for the Wine, Jazz, and Pops where I don't know if it was a microburst, but not only did we have rain, and I mean torrential downpour rain, we had golf ball sized hail coming down in the summer. It was a really odd time. And there were still people out there that came to see us. God bless them. That was tough, but hopefully we'll never have to do that again.
Well, that's gratifying for the people who had to get everything out there and set up. So with all the needs that you have, are you looking for volunteers? Is there... Always
looking for people. And perhaps you have in your field of expertise, it may have nothing to do with music. That's fine. We have had people with accounting backgrounds who have helped with our books. We've had people who had some of their expertise has to do with filmmaking, for instance, and they collaborate with us and help or sound. But I think so many of our board members are business people that obviously are experts in their field, and they can add so much to our board because their mind works, they have a business sense to them, and they may see terribly obvious things to them about how we run our business to help us. And maybe we don't see it because we're in the middle of it, we're in the thick of it, or maybe you have an artist's mind and I don't think about some of those business things that they will. So I think if you want to help and give to an organization and you like the Washington Symphony Orchestra, or you think it would be worthwhile, don't let your perceived background stop you. I say come, jump on board, and we'll put your talents to good use.
Sounds good, Yugo. Thanks.
Thank you.